This week's main review is Alien Covenant, starring Michael Fassbender, Catherine Waterston and Danny McBride. There is other actors in there, we'll get to that in a minute, who had literally a 5-minute cameo. The crew of a colony ship bound for a remote planet discover an uncharted paradise with a threat beyond their imagination and must attempt a harrowing escape. Dale, there's a trailer in there somewhere, isn't there, my man?
All of this to start our new life. Where is it?
Alien Covenant. Now, this is very interesting, and this is very, very heart-rendering, breaking. And are we keeping this spoiler-free, Dale, first, or are we going hammer and
when we get to spoiler issues, like the twist, we will do a spoiler mention, because it's not like Guardians of the Galaxy where this spoiler will ruin the film for you, because I'm sorry, even though a 2-year-old shouldn't be in that film, a 2-year-old would have seen the twist coming a mile, an absolute mile.
People
that weren't in the screen found out what the twist was without even knowing it.
And the thing I loved about the twist, we'll get onto it, we're going to cover obviously from front to back, that I literally heard sighs in the cinema. Yeah. That was so brilliant.
Yeah, but it wasn't sighs when the twist was revealed, it was sighs when the build-up for the twist happened. You were just like...
Everyone was like, all I heard was... I was just like, yes, that's a moment in history. I've got that in my memory bank. Right, I love it. Starts off spaceship in space as normal, and we get that grand, massive long-winded. But yeah, the massive ship. But then we get the titles down. The long.
Yeah, they
titles.
tried to do the title. They did the titles exactly the same as the original Alien. I like that as a nod back. This is really OCD of me. But because I watched the Alien, because I watched Alien that morning, I was watching it because it takes so long for the credits, like the title to come on. You actually watch and see each piece of the letters. So basically, those of you who haven't seen the opening credits, shame on you. But basically, what it is they spell the letters out in parts. So like five lines, five vertical lines come up, and then they start building off of it to make the word Alien. Now, in the original Alien film, the E is the last one to be completed, whereas in this, it was the N, and that really bugged me. That really bugged. I'm just like, if you're going to do a nod, do it right.
That's it. But I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I was immersed. As soon as that happened, I was immersed, and I was thinking, yes, 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 just carry on the way you are. So we come on, and obviously we meet the android.
Yeah, so we meet
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
And then we go basically on from there. He's just basically manning the ship like David was. He's doing his thing. He's going about his time, his motion.
Let's get this right, because this was really bloody confusing. Yeah. So it starts off not where Prometheus left off, but basically you start off back at the house where David was born. Yeah. Where David was made.
Key scene.
Yeah. So key scene.
Key scene. Missed that out straight away, Tone, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you're back at Wayland's house.
Yeah. So you're back at Wayland's house, and he talks about how David was made and all this stuff, right? The next thing you know, it jumps onto the ship. Yeah. And on the ship is another android that it looks exactly like Michael Fassbender. So you're like, oh, so this is David, but I thought David was with the other ship. Yeah. And you were really, really, really confused until it was revealed that it's not actually David, it's like an updated version of the android, which all share Michael Fassbender's face. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, you know, it's like a David hybrid. But obviously, this key scene is Wayland, and it is basically the original Wayland from, you know, the guy that plays Wayland from Prometheus. And as you're so as you're watching this, you're kind of thinking to yourself, what are you trying to get at with this key scene? The key scene is basically setting you up to tell you all about creation and why Wayland created David and what David will be capable of, basically. Yeah. So there's your spoiler for key scene, basically. But yeah, right, let's speed it up. So basically, they're on this massive ship. The massive ship gets hit with a. Everyone's in hypersleep. It's a huge colony of people. Yeah. It gets hit with like a pulse from a nearby planet, which wakes most of the people up from their hypersleep. It also kills, again, quick spoiler, skip a little bit ahead. James Franco makes a cameo next to his friend Danny McBride. We'll get to that in a minute because I don't even want to. I will give props to Danny McBride,
Yeah.
but not basically. James Franco gets locked in his hypersleep chamber, it bursts out in flames, and after a 5-second cameo, which you can't 100% tell it's him until you watch a flashback video of him saying he loves you to Daniel's character.
Yeah.
That it's James Franco.
Yeah, Catherine, yeah.
Anyway. So as they're flying through, they're trying to get to this new space, and everyone's talking about, right, we have to go back to sleep or we have to keep on going. They get a distress signal. The distress signal is obviously from the alien planet where
the Prometheus
was. Well, not where the Prometheus
was.
It's not the
British spaceship.
Where Prometheus went to, which you'll get in that 30-second clip.
Yeah.
They go down in a small team, and that's where all hell breaks loose. So all hell breaks loose because aliens are now spread by airborne. They're like these little flower pods on the floor. One person cracks one of them, breathes it in. Another one gets it in through the ear. One gets through it the nose. And basically this alien now pops out of your back or will pop out wherever it can. But it's not a xenomorph alien. It's not like a facehugger. It's a new hybrid of.
But yeah, it's a new hybrid, which, to be quite fair, wasn't exactly like. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the scenes. The scenes I thought were stunning. The look at everything, the cinematography, everything about it. I loved the green lasers. There was in a field. It was pitch black. The aliens like rummaging. It was kind of like, it reminded me like Velociraptors.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I was immersed. At that point, I was still immersed in it because everything was all gearing up so well.
So this is where it's a bit odd because at the end of Prometheus, out of the engineer guy, the main alien, a new alien pops out. It's not exactly a xenomorph, but it's kind of like a link, and it was a nod.
Yeah, it was,
and that never makes an appearance again. So whatever.
No, it don't. Yeah, so that to me that was it was
just pointless. It was just a sentence saying we're doing another one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so these aliens come out. These new hybrids come out. This guy with a hood up comes in and saves the remaining crew that haven't been killed by these little alien buggers running around. Takes them back to this cathedral or this city of rock.
Yeah.
And again, as he's walking through, there's all these bodies that are like not cremated, but they're all in like stasis. They're all covered in black.
Yeah, black gooey.
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
black.
It kind
rock.
of reminded me like the old volcano incident.
Yeah. Pompeii.
It kind of reminded me like that.
It looked like Pompeii. Anyway, it turns out that the person that saved them is David. Now, what bugged me on this as well is no one else reacted. He pulls down his hood. Right, it's clear to us that obviously it's Michael Fassbender.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Michael Fassbender's other android, Walter,
yeah,
was the only one that reacted. He was the only one that his face dropped and was kind of like,
right. Oh, wow.
"Who are you? What is this?" Everyone else just acted like normal, just like, "Oh, it's another David. It's another Walter.
It's another Walter." Yeah, like they have no clue. Obviously,
they didn't react. They didn't even go, "How did you get here? How did you do this?"
Yeah,
none of that. They all accepted it, got on with it. So I was like, "Fine, whatever."
Yeah.
Anyway, they call up to the mothership and ask him to come down for a pickup.
Yeah.
"Ma'am, can you pick me up from school?"
The reason why, guys, they're asking for a pickup is rewind before the
the ship they came down with got blown up.
It got blown up. Basically, this, the pathogen that went in their ears and stuff like that. Literally, basically, one of the doctors took the other guy back to the ship, and then explosion, big whoop. And then obviously it led to that scene, and then
Standard
that's why
stuff,
they're now calling them down.
The ship got blown up, so they need a pickup of the thing. David starts getting a bit more meticulous. One of the little aliens that have been running around gets bigger and breaks in, kills another one of the survivors from the crew. David is there trying to calm it down and like connect with it.
Yeah, really connect. And to be quite fair, he was connecting with it. But then obviously the captain of the ship sees this, and then he takes his action, which is to kill the alien.
Yeah.
And then as he's done that, David just literally turns, spoiler alert, David turns and he's literally like, oh, okay. He goes a bit mad because he's killed, something, a creation of his, basically, which we'll find out. But yeah, so he basically kills it, and David turns and he's like, well, come with me. I'll show you exactly
David
what
now
we do.
turns meticulous. He gets the captain to follow him, introduces him to his basement, where there's loads of drawings of these aliens, and it's obviously that David is a scientist who's been trying to create the perfect xenomorph. And he says to the captain, they've been missing their main ingredient, or their main host.
Yeah.
Shows the captain to the eggs. Out pops a face hugger around the captain's face. You know the story finished. Chest burster. Out comes the xenomorph.
Yeah.
So as it extends and as it goes through this, Walter, the other Michael Fassbender, discovers that the captain from Prometheus.
Yeah.
So it turns out that David actually came to this planet with
Shaw, basically.
With this WMD, dirty bomb kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, and this is where the bridge comes in between Prometheus and Covenant, because this bridge kind of is basically David. It ends with David just standing over this hole in the bridge, and he's looking down at a new planet.
Drops the WMD on this planet of the creators. So the one that was in Prometheus kills them all, and it turns out he killed the doctor he came with, and was experimenting on her, trying to find the perfect way to create an alien.
Because that's what, as obviously the time goes on, you kind of get the drift as that's what, you know, David's all about. He wants to, because he was created, he had a master, he created, now he wanted to be the master, and then
he sees it as the end of humanity, so like basically they're inferior. So he continues doing all of this, kills the rest, or tries to kill the rest of the crew, unleashes the xenomorph onto him, and then he has this fight with Walter. Now this is where it really bugs you, and this is where the twist is. So this is where, please skip ahead if you do not want to hear this part.
Don't watch,
because we will spoil this part for you.
Don't listen.
So basically, David and Walter are having a fight. And Walter is winning, because Walter is the more advanced android, so he knows better, and he's smashing David's face in with a rock. David stops, and you see the camera of David's hand move towards this knife, and Walter stops, and David says to him, says like, "Oh, do you really want to be doing this? Blah 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 blah."
Like, do you want them or me?
And basically. Then Walter cracks a little smile, and then goes to throw his hand down, and then the camera cuts. Now that is the biggest kind of giveaway to say, well, clearly we haven't seen him bash David's head in, so clearly Walter's getting stabbed in the neck with this knife that David's been going for because he's a slimy little git. Stabbed him in the neck and taken his place. Doy. Very, very simple. So that's where the twist comes, and that's where it all gets spoiled. Because you're kind of like, yeah, we kind of saw that.
Like, we see it coming, basically. So as it went and progresses on from there, we get the famous scenes where, obviously, now the pickup arrives. They get on the pickup. The xenomorph then chases after them as David/Walter goes and follows them as well. There's a massive battle scene on this platform spaceship, which Danny McBride is piloting. We get the touch on that. I think Danny McBride was actually okay in this. I didn't think...
we'll touch on the performances in a minute.
I didn't, but then obviously you get that battle on there. Then we cut to basically the xenomorph gets destroyed.
Xenomorph gets killed.
And then they go back up to the spaceship. When they're in the spaceship, we get the classic monster on a spaceship kind of, how can I put it? It's kind of like, it was basically Alien, stuck on the spaceship with the alien. Everything seems to have calmed down and everything seems plain sailing.
Everything seems happy, but then obviously us watching it, we know that David is Walter. So all of this stuff where he's trying to hide it and all this bits and bobs.
And then obviously there's a wounded guy, isn't there, before they get onto the platform.
They bring a guy that was previously caught by a face hugger, comes on board. They think they've saved him. Chest burster pops out, turns into a full-on xenomorph. Danny McBride and the other character kill the alien, get it off the ship. You can see David isn't too happy, even though he's pretending to be Walter. Then at the end, he puts Danny McBride back into his sleeping changer, plus the other character, and she basically says to him, "Oh, are you going to help me build my wood cabin when we get to the new planet?" And Walter just looks blank, blankly at her, and she's like, "Oh, you're not Walter. No, you're David," and tries to break out, blah, blah, blah. Too late, she's locked in. Turns out it's David all along. Never saw that coming. David then regurgitates 2 face huggers in like embryos, puts them in a thing, he puts in the log. Everyone on the ship died apart from Danny McBride's character and the lead. And that's it. Then the spaceship goes off and you're like, oh no, he's going to turn them all into aliens on the spaceship, da 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 da.
Which, to be quite fair, if you want to start a superior race, then you're going to hijack 2,000 people to do it and impregnate them with all these aliens, then yeah. I think it's time to score this now, because we've hit rock bottom with this.
We'll start wrapping up.
I want you to go first on this, because I went first on the...
Michael Fassbender as David, very good, very meticulous, very evil. So you definitely get a point for that one. As Walter, not so much, very Crichton-y. Unfortunately, one of your weaker performances I have seen. Danny McBride, you surprised me. It's nice to see you not being the typical stoner head guy. Completely fine. And horror might be your thing, because didn't you say they're rebooting Halloween? So it might be interesting to see how they perceive it. Yeah. So again, you can have a point for that. I did get to see a face hugger, woo! And we did get to see a xenomorph, but it wasn't as broad.
And a chest burster. I thought the chest burster was good. I like that.
We didn't see it though. It was just they just went and there was a body on the floor with his chest wrist open, and you're just like.
And do you know what other bit that frustrated me the most? Sorry, just cutting you short there. The shower scene. That could have been so much more.
That was basically like, this actress wants to show her boobs off, so let's show this what they're gonna happen. And the alien just comes up behind them, like pokes her in the leg with his tail, and then puts the little mouth through the boyfriend's head.
But that could have been so much.
And then she just screams, and the camera cuts away. It just didn't have. I mean, that will bug me as well.
Go.
Is the new aliens? They sounded like predators. They just had the.
They did. No, it's like a click that.
Yeah, it was the Predator click, and I was like, why are you trying to make aliens sound like Predator? The whole reason is they're different.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just sounded like Predator. I was half expecting it to then cut to heat vision and stuff.
Right, man, and that's what I mean. I mean, every point that you've said, I'm exactly the same.
It's very disappointing, so I'm going to wrap it up, and I think 4 is being very generous, so 4 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry.
See, I was going to go 5 because it's a halfway point because I'm a fan. So to be quite fair, I see where you're coming with a 4. I agree with everything you're saying. I think, and I'm going to say this, I think Alien Covenant is the biggest flop of this year.
I don't think it'll be a flop because I think people will go and watch it.
Oh,
and I'm not saying
for the cash. For the views and the cash,
see, I think we're more annoyed because we spent 20 quid on the ticket because, we're not even going to go down that road. 20 quid on the ticket for a cinema ticket.
I mean, that's another
It wasn't
aspect.
even in IMAX or 4DX. Anyway.
No, yeah.
Yeah, like, to be totally honest, it didn't blow me away. It didn't give me the same thing.
No.
I'm not, as a fan, I'm not a fan of Alien, I'm more a fan of Predator because I like the action behind it. I love the concept behind Xenomorphs and stuff like that. I just thought this kind of lacked a little bit in what it needed.
It sucked. No, it sucked.
Okay, so I'm saying... I think we're going to have to bring your 5 down to a 4. We're going to have to take your fan knock out of it. So Alien Covenant is 4 out of 10, unfortunately.
It's like I said, biggest flop of this year.
Let's move on to our giveaway.
So last week's giveaway was Flash 21, am I right?
Yeah, Flash 21,
so Flash 21.
part 2 of the Button series.
So, in for a chance, what was the question from last week, Dale? Can you remember that question? Or are we going to literally go, look, let's just go on to last week's winner? I think last week's winner.
No, I actually like this one because I've got the winner. It incorporates with the winner, so I had to find this and I loved it. So basically, the question for last week is, what do the French call a quarter pounder with cheese? And the winner basically put the whole conversation. So Vincent, and you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris? Jules, they don't call it a quarter pounder with cheese. No, man, they got the metric system. They wouldn't know what a quarter pounder is. Then what do they call it? They call it a Royale with cheese. A Royale with cheese? What do they call a Big Mac? Well, a Big Mac's a Big Mac, but they call it Le Big Mac. Le Big Mac. What do they call a Whopper? I don't know. I didn't go into Burger King.
Oh!
So
yes, who is that?
He put the whole script down. So Mohammed Rashid Koya, congratulations to you on that
My
one.
man!
Very good. We're not giving you, you get extra brownie points for putting in, full-on answers, don't get me wrong, but...
If you're anywhere within the vicinity of Stevenage Cineworld when we go on a night and you say, hi, my name's Mohammed, I answered the question, maybe we might give you a bag of popcorn or even some jelly tots.
You can pay popcorn prices, I'm not. I've just given them a flash comment.
Yeah, we know.
Anyway, congratulations to you. I will be in touch so we can get that sent straight up to you. Now on to this week's giveaway, because limited edition comments are always amazing as they are. They have given us, without damaging it, Tony, this alien pop. This alien pop is badass. It's even got the little mouth. That's another thing why I can't take Alien serious. Have you ever seen Family Guy? Have you seen the episode where he goes, we're going to eat you now, and the little mouth goes there, goes, save some for me. But this is awesome. What you can't see on camera is there's so much detail in it. When you actually get up close, not Tony bringing it close because you still won't be able to see it, is the muscles of it are actually painted green. It looks awesome. So, to win this one, it's very, very simple. We have said the name 1,000,001 times throughout this review already.
Go on then, Dan.
What is the name of Sigourney Weaver's character from the Alien franchise?
Oh!
Easy as anything.
It is. If you didn't get it in any of what we said in this whole kind
then
of
you sure as hell better get it from this clip right here.
Ripley from Alien 3.
One last thing. What is the discount code for this week? Just a refresh.
Discount code for this week is Alien 2017, so all in capitals, 2017. Boom, simple as that.
And what is our rewind for next week?
So, wrapping up for next week, we have our rewind, which is going to be Pacific Rim, the awesome kaiju, absolute masterpiece by Del Toro. So good. Tony hasn't seen it yet, so this is going to be awesome. Yep. Which then leads us on to our watch for next week, our main review, which is going to be King Arthur.
The only reason why we're watching this is for David Beckham's cameo. That's it.
See, I was very disappointed. I was very, very close to not watching it, but since you told me that yesterday, you're like, you do realise that there's a cameo in it.
Yeah. But they're friends, Guy Ritchie. Friends in high places, guys.
Guy Ritchie's new film with Charlie Hunnam. King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Boom, that's next week.
So yeah, next week's King Arthur, guys. Rewind is Pacific Rim. The question again, please, now, just for people who just have forgot.
What was the name of Sigourney Weaver's character in the Alien franchise to win yourself an Alien pop toy?
You can win this pop.
Boom. It's not even an Alien versus Predator reprint one. That is an official Alien. From Alien. So
you have to go though, Dale. You're keeping me chatting here. My name's Tony.
I'm Dale.
And thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you all next week.